Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm obviously P Spruck, and I'm always up in the choir, so I don't get to greet and meet everybody on a regular basis. When I was a kid, my mother loved Frank Sinatra. As a matter of fact, she was a Bobby Soxer in the 1940s. And she used to play music all the time, and one of the songs that she played, there's a line that I wanted to share with you, and it goes something like this. Let's grab a kayak from Quincy to Nyack. Let's get away from it all. So I was born and raised in Quincy, Massachusetts. Who knew I'd end up in Nyack? In the 1980s, I was part of the business community in Nyack, and I was a friend to Joe Christopher, who was a parishioner here. I hope you remember Joe. He was a parishioner that was generous. He had a beautiful store in Nyack, and he was part of the Renaissance in the 1970s. So one day he said to me, Paula, why don't you come to church with me? I'm like, oh, I don't know, Joe. But one Sunday I came to church with Joe, and I sat in the back, in the middle, for a very long time, and he sat with me. I didn't go to communion. We were both raised as Roman Catholics, and I had never been in an Episcopal church before. But I listened, I watched, and I learned about grace. The liturgy was beautiful with the music, especially when we sang Latin, or when they sang Latin. I was impressed with all the ministries and the committees that lay people were involved with. Grace Music, Grace's Thrift Shop, the Fellowship Commission, the Garden Commission, the Pastoral Commission, the Spiritual Formation, Bible Study, to name a few, and I'm sure I'm leaving things out. A vestry comprised of lay men and women, but what encouraged me was the embracing of the LGBT community and the role of women in the church. Women could be priests, they could be bishops, and they could distribute the sacrament. This was the church of the community, embracing us all. That next spring, I was received, and when I had my son Alexander, I raised him in Grace Church. Since then, Grace has grown. We added a 9:30 service to accommodate our growing young families. Linda Chisholm redesigned our beautiful gardens and added more memorial walls. We needed a larger area for our active Sunday school. We added midnight run. And for a while, we served supper and lodging for the homeless on a rotating basis. More recently, we've added the breakfast program on Thursday morning. But we also can't forget the lovely evenings of Spanish cooking with Jeff and Pat. That's what is. Grace Church has so much. It's a bustling community. This is why I'm committed to Grace Church. So during this pledge season, I hope you find your place at Grace and make that commitment. Thank you.